There's a disconnect inside with broken people. There's a disconnect. And the minute they feel loved and cherished, they don't respond well to that. They don't like it. It repulses them. But treat them like and they'll love you forever. Or as best as they could, right? Because psychopaths don't love. What up, warriors? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Psychopath Exposure. I hope they're exciting. They're certainly exciting to make. My name is Kira. Have you guys ever been warned ahead of time that destruction is coming at the hands of a narcissist or a psychopath? For many of you, you weren't, but for some of you, and maybe it's those watching right now, you were warned that the narcissist or the psychopath was going to destroy you. And you probably had many opportunities to run, many opportunities to let them go after they ghosted you, many opportunities to move forward after they cheated on you, many opportunities to avoid this whole thing altogether when somebody that knew the narcissist or the psychopath in your life, somebody that knew, warned you ahead of time, do not date this person because this person has a history of this, of that, and they started going down the list. Some of them even told you this person suffers from borderline personality disorder, narcissist personality disorder. This person is a sociopath. This is a deranged psychopath. Stay away, stay away, stay away. But God forbid somebody warns you. When your father told you, hey, don't touch the stove when you were 2 years old, what did you do? You slammed your face onto the burning stove, right? And then you realize, oh shit, this is what burns on your face feel like. Some of you put your hands on the stove, and then your hands were left with a mark, right? And it hurt too. Right? And then your dad said, see, I told you. But we just don't listen, right? We gotta experience things for ourselves. And then you get burned. You gotta realize there are some things in life that you must heed the person's warning. Not everything should be left to our experience. Not everything. A lot of things, yes. A lot of things, you got to make your own decisions and you have to experience it for yourself, and you'll probably have a different opinion. You'll probably learn something from it. Maybe it's probably right down your alley. A lot of people that tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do that, they have a lot of fear in their heart. They have a lot of trauma, right? And they're telling you, they're warning you from their point of view, from their lenses, right? The way they see life. And then you go, don't get on that roller coaster, that's dangerous and it's scary. And then you go on the roller coaster and you're like, man, this is the best thing ever. Oh, don't go bungee jumping or you're out of your mind. Maybe I was, but I took that leap of faith. I was like, how many times? 15,000 jumps and no casualties? Let's go, sign me up. Because you know what, had they told me, hey, this is when I went bungee jumping, by the way, yes, I know I jumped the topics, but when I went bungee jumping, and I was like, I survived a relationship with a psychopath. I was like, nothing scares me now. So I was like, let's go. And it was pretty scary until I jumped. But here's the thing, there was no casualties. If they would have told me, hey, only one person has died in the 15,000 jumps, I would have been like, sorry, I'm not doing it. But it's zero, right? It's zero. Now, when someone comes and warns you and tells you, hey, this is a psychopath that has criminal records, domestic violence, abuse, stalking, murder, rape, whatever you want to put in there, drug abuse, stay away from this person, shouldn't date this person is dangerous, okay? And you go and you date them anyway. When shit happens, you can't blame the narcissist or the psychopath at that point. You can't do it. Sure, they deserve the punishment. The punishment fits the crime, right? They deserve the punishment for whatever it is that they do to you. Absolutely, 1000%, right? But it's your fault, right? You were warned, and you weren't warned about something trivial, right? Something arbitrary. You were warned about something that it's like a life and death situation. It was dangerous. When someone tells you, do not walk into the ghetto at 3 in the morning wearing coochie shorts and diamond freaking rings and the blue diamond from Titanic around your neck and high heels, okay? Someone tells you that, right? Why would you go and do something like that? Do you not understand crime? Do you not understand temptation? Do you not understand putting yourself in danger like that? Like, sure, whatever does happen, that person needs to be punished for it to the full extent of the law. But come on, you volunteered. You put yourself in danger. You got to think, you got to make better decisions like that, you know? So look, I got a comment here for someone that obviously went through this, and it's from JC. And they say, I was warned in detail and wish I believed. I was warned that I was going to be destroyed. I was going to be left brokenhearted and hurt. That I was the way it was going to be, as he was an empty shell of a human being. I was warned to stay away and ideally run away. And I was seeing all victims around and what was happening to them. Still did it and fell into the trap. I think because I was love bombed and mirrored first, which made it hard to believe. Yeah, again. Sorry about that, but I don't know your whole story. I would love it if you elaborated after watching this video. You can leave a comment below if you see this video. But you were warned in detail, weren't you? That's what it sounds like. Somebody, I don't know who, but somebody told you in detail everything that was going to happen to you. And what I'm curious is that you said you were seeing all the victims around and what was happening to them. So I am curious, what type of a person did you get involved with where you saw victims around him? What type of a person was that? Okay, that wasn't just someone you just met and just you guys. It sounds like this is either someone very popular, someone in the spotlight, or just someone that apparently the victims were in plain sight. How did that happen, and who warned you? And it sucks. You drank the Kool-Aid and you fell right into the trap. You got to know better than that. You can't let this happen to you again. You understand that? You can't let this happen to you again. You got love bombed and mirrored. Okay, you know what? After the shit that I went through, believe me, I've been love bombed and mirrored by many. By many. I just don't talk about every situation I've experienced, but by many. And this doesn't have to be romantic affairs either, right? You have to be able to detect, and you will, with enough work and with enough education on this, you will. But you start to realize when someone's treating you there's something uncanny about the way it's like they're over the top with kindness, over the top with attention. You're not that special, okay? Sometimes you know that you don't deserve some shit. You know it. You just feel it, and it's like, hey, where's all this coming from? This is moving a little too fast. And then you're hearing all this shit from everybody else. But of course, Satan is not going to show you those things. Satan approaches you very kind, extremely well-spoken, calm and cool, and dressed well, and charming. And he shows you, right? And he shows you things. Remember, he's the deceiver. He's good. He's very good at what he does, but he's going to show you something that goes completely against the naysayers. And it's just you and me against the world. We're in our own little bubble, right? And that sounds like a fairy tale. And I've fallen for that, hopeless romantic. I've fallen for that, right? You grow up playing, JRPGs. You grow up playing games and watching movies, and you fall, for that romanticized, fairy tale. But we live in the real world. We live in the real world. And when things don't make sense, and when things seem too good to be true, they usually are. When you're dealing with a narcissist, they have a history of doing shit like this to all their previous victims. And it's just what happens. It's never gonna stop. It's never gonna stop. They're just gonna get better at what they do. But they're never gonna find that true love. They're not gonna find that, because if they do have that antisocial personality disorder, narcissist personality disorder, if they truly have that, there's a blockage in there. They're incapable of experiencing love. There's a blockage. Whenever they find that good person, that's the person they're going to abuse. They're going to gravitate to somebody that's perhaps more abusive than they are. And then that's the relationship that will last. That's the one that will last. And you may not even see that. You may not even see that. Other people will see that. And then they'll be crying to their friends and telling them how abusive their partner is, and this and this and the other. And their friends are going to be like, why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? Right? And it just flips on its head. Right? That's the only way that happens. When they meet somebody that's more psychopathic than they are, when someone's more deranged than they are, then they become the victim. They're the victim now. Right? And then when they meet someone good, someone that they've been praying for, and they meet that person, their disorder, their upbringing, their trauma, their history, right? It's inevitable. They are going to eat that person alive, and they're going to destroy them. There's a disconnect inside with broken people. There's a disconnect. And the minute they feel loved and cherished, they don't respond well to that. They don't like it. It repulses them. But treat them like shit. Treat them like shit, and they'll love you forever. Or as best as they could, right? Because psychopaths don't love. So, again, sorry you fell for that trap. I hope you're out. I hope you found your way out of those cobwebs and have gone completely no contact with this person. I would imagine you probably had conversations with those people that warned you, and you told them, hey, you know what? You were right. You were right. But you gotta find your way out. You can't stay there at this point. And I'm glad I saw that little laughing emoji, so I'm glad that you found humor in it, because you have to laugh at life. You gotta laugh at yourself and the stupid shit that we've done, and the stupid situations we've gotten ourselves into. You have to laugh. It gets you through the day. It gets you closer to healing and recovery. It's no laughing matter, but if you can find humor in the worst of times, it does lighten the load, let me tell you. So anyway, again, thanks for sending that in. If you see this video by any chance and you'd like to elaborate more, give us more detail on what happened, I would love to do a follow-up video and read that comment on stream. So please do that. And for the rest of you, if you've been warned ahead of time, that you're don't date that scumbag, don't date that succubus, don't do it. They have a history. You look them up, check this out, blah, 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 blah. If someone's telling you that, resist the urge to go against the grain. Resist the urge to go against the grain, and tell yourself, you know what? If somebody is already warning me that this person's toxic, and this person is a psychopath, or this person is a cheater, instead of thinking that person's crazy, even though sometimes they are, sometimes the person warning you is just they're creating a smear campaign, right? And you can tell that they're the narcissist, actually. And they do fucking all sorts of stupid shit and get into all sorts of stupid trouble, and that's how you know, hey, wait a second, you probably are the fucking sociopath here. But you know what? Why would you even want to be involved with somebody that has a crazy sociopath creating smear campaigns about their ex anyway? Why would you want to be dating somebody that somebody else is warning you to stay away from? Why would you even want to invite that drama into your life? Wouldn't you want to date somebody that doesn't have some stupid shit like that going on? Like, hell no. Hell no. Like, no way. I weeded out so many people out of my life, because of that. I was like, you know what? Not even getting involved with that. I don't want that shit in my life. I don't want it. And that's it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right? Life's too short to get involved with some shit after you've been through narcissistic abuse, after you've been through like psychopathic abuse. You want to get involved with somebody that has some fucking criminal scumbag after them? Are you out of your fucking mind? Get the fuck out of my life. Hell no. Hell no. I don't want to deal with any of those people. Why would you? And all the victims that you saw, like, was that not enough? I mean, obviously it wasn't. The love bombing and the mirroring was strong. But remember what you saw. Because you can't afford for this to happen to you again. If you got out, you were spared. But you can't afford this happening to you again, because life will test you again. And you will find yourself in the same situation, and people will be warning you, and you will see the victims will be warning you. They will be all around you. And if you make the mistake again, the consequences are going to be worse. And then you're going to be like, damn, I wish I would have learned my lesson the first time. So think about it. Think about it. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thanks for leaving that comment. Guys, I have a private coaching program. I mention this all the time. If you're on the fence about it, like it's a new year, this may be the time that you may want to reach out, okay, and work with somebody that's been through something like this, instead of trying to figure this out on your own. How long have you been trying to figure this stuff out on your own? I certainly couldn't do it. If it wasn't for my mentor, let me tell you, I probably still would have been under that spell. Oh God, can't even imagine. This YouTube channel probably wouldn't have even existed. So you got to do what you got to do to heal, to recover, to move forward, because before you know it, it's gonna be holiday season all over again, and we'll be welcoming in the next year. All right, time flies, believe me. So I have a link below in the description if you'd like more information about that. In the meantime, guys, continue leaving your comments, sharing your experiences, your strength and hope with the community. I appreciate all the love and support. Drop a like on the video if you got some value from it. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. My name is Kita, and this is Psychopath Exposure. As always, be good to yourselves. Love you. Keep moving forward. See you next time. Peace.